Hi, my name is Alexandra and welcome to my studio. So today I want to present you my brand new design for your home or somebody you love, and it's called Wool and Mesa Throw. And it's the one hanging right there. So I'm really excited about this design, and I try to do it once a year to come up with a pattern to keep you nice and cozy. And so let me tell you what was inspiration for this design and what do you need and the rest of it. So this is the pattern. My pattern is 6 pages long and it includes written instructions, a chart, um, tutorial how to make a tassel, leather tassel, if you decided to make it yourself. You can buy commercially finished one, but if you decide to make it, the tutorials here, I actually have a photo tutorial right there, all dimensions, and of course written instructions as well. So it's all here. And just to tell you a few things as an inspiration about this design, I'm gonna actually read it to you, what I wrote, because it's better than I'm just gonna try to say it from the top of my head. So this design is inspired by the open landscapes of New Mexico. This is one of my favorite places to go and spend time there in New Mexico. Soft hills, winding streams, and endless sky. The woolen mesa throw combines modern texture with airy, relaxed feel. The mix of cables and eyelets add dimension while keeping the fabric light, warm, and inviting. The leather tassel detail anchors the piece with an artisan element and nod to the fusion of natural materials and craftsmanship found through the Southwest. Knitted for your home or someone special, and enjoy every stitch of this cozy modern heirloom. And that was my ambition, to come up with something, the type of design that, you spend a while knitting it, but it's good enough to keep it for next generations. So I also tried, because I wanted to have it as an inspiration was in New Mexico, Southwest, and I want to keep it very earthy. And that's why I chose this yarn. And it's not the first time I choose a line brand, Fisherman Wool, for my, home decor designs. And one of the reasons, like, I have a number of reasons why I do this. And number one is I actually really like this yarn. I know there's a lot of people who not happy with it because it doesn't feel like superwash. It doesn't have a cashmere, feel. So it feels like wool, but that's exactly what it is. It's undyed, actually. All those colors here, undyed, 100% wool, and but don't give up on if you start knitting with it and you like feel like, oh, this is not your typical, like, it doesn't feel amazing. um it actually gets softer as you work with it, and then after blocking it's going to get even much softer. So this yarn comes in multiple colors, I believe all of them natural, except one. That's the one I used. But so it comes in, I believe they're undyed here. So my suggestion is, if you have to get like at the same time, all the skeins. So to make sure that all the colors from the same, not the dye lot, but from the same lot. So this is the 3 colors of natural, but the one I used is actually this one, and it's called the birch tweed. So it's kind of like a much lighter version of this, and it's got a tweedy elements there. So out of those colors, this one has a little bit less of yardage on the skein. And it's also, those are 100% wool, and birch tweed is 90% wool. It also has 7% acrylic and viscose. And I believe it's only for those little tweedy, birchy looking, pieces here. So I think that's where those acrylic and viscose go. But otherwise, it feels really nice. I mean, again, it depends. I know people who don't like this yarn. I happen to like it. So you need 6 of those skeins. And yes, 6 is this particular skein is 348 yards, but it's smaller than average fisherman wool skein here. So this one is 465. So check the yardage that you actually need, for my blanket, and see. It depends, the amount of skeins will depends which color you want to use if you decide to go with this Lions brand, Fisherman Wool Lions brand, by Lions brand. So this is number 4 yarn. So it's actually Aran weight. So I think if you use for the blanket regular worsted, it really depends. It depends on the worsted because this has a tendency to bloom. So just keep in mind, if you're using worsted weight, substitute it with something else. Your measurements may be slightly smaller, but I think it still be fine. So, but this is Aran weight. So another reason I really like this wool is because it's affordable. And especially when you make something as big as a blanket, when you need over 1,000 yards, when you pay something that, I don't want to quote the price because it's changing and it depends where you're getting it. So, but it's probably one of the most affordable wool yarns out there in the market. And it's, again, it comes in such a earthy, beautiful colors that I'm a fan. So, but don't take my word for it. Go feel it. If you never worked with it before, go feel it and see if it works for you or not. So here, affordable, pure wool, beautiful colors. So the next thing you need is 47 inches long, size 10, US 10 needles. And I'm using Chiago. That's the only needles I use. And actually, for this particular yarn, they recommend size 9 needle. That's recommended. But let me show you. So this is the swatch that I've done. And you can see the cable pattern for this design is a little bit unusual. It has eyelet openings surrounding the cable pattern, and cables themselves, they're very much raised. So the cable pattern is, again, it's slightly different. That's why I actually made video tutorial where I need 1 row of cable row, and I'm just showing you the steps. You really, I mean, it's the description of this stitch, this cable pattern stitch, is pretty detailed. So I don't think the video is just extra because it's not very difficult. But you have to keep in mind, you have to do cabling and the eyelets at the same time. And it's very easy to forget the eyelets. So I mentioned it there. So don't forget them. But also, this is why I decided to go, and usually, not all the time, when I have a kind of like a heavily cable pieces, a lot of times I go up the suggested needle size because I believe that cables, they need kind of like a space to breathe. I feel like if I need them too tight, um, they kind of like suffocating and they like just so tense. I don't want that. I want to have a texture, but I want them to breathe. So that's why I'm going up with the needle size. So, and of course, you need a cable needle. You need also stitch markers. Actually, I suggest to have 20 because if you're like me and you want your whole project to kind of like have the same theme, I always like I want to know exactly how many stitch markers I need so I can, if not to have them all in the same color, but at least it would be from the same style. So I'll give you the number. It's 20 stitch markers. And also tapestry needle, of course, and leather tassels, which is again, you can purchase because I think, first of all, as I mentioned it in the design description, I think combination of wool and leather is I always like it. If you see my other designs, I started doing it a few years ago when I combine it and I put a tutorial inside of my pattern so you can try out new techniques. And it's also, I think it's kind of like because it's another craft and it's, as I said, in the pattern, it's a nod to craftsmanship. And it's also, you see it a lot in Southwest pieces, decor, were a combination of leather and metal and wool. And so I just wanted to have this touch there. Also, I mean, the pattern itself, I really like it. It looks modern. And it's not boring, the cable pattern. Because of the eyelets, it's airy and less heavy, but it does need a focal point. As a designer, I was like, okay, I cannot just have a huge piece like this. And the measurements, by the way, is 45 inches wide and 58 inches long. That's how much I got out of five skeins of those skeins. You can, of course, adjust it, make it longer, but I think it's very good size. And it's also, it grows as you use it. It has it's almost like it stretches pretty decently. So I don't like to have a large piece in one color, even that it's, again, it's not boring, but you need a focal point. So all I just did those tassels, two tassels, and in contrasting, but also complementary colors. And I think it was a nice touch. So regarding the description of how to make those tassels. Just want to let you know to make this set right here. It's slightly different, but let's say, okay, I have another tassel right here to show you. So to do this, you really don't need any special tools. And that's what I wanted to underline. So if you kind of like curious, you've never worked with leather, it's absolutely fine. You don't have to have any knowledge of working with leather. All you need is go online or in your local yarn craft store, if any of them left, and look for the leather that happy with it, or it could be suede. In two colors, I suggest to have a tiny little bit of a different color just for this band. And in the pattern, it tells you the measurements, how much of a leather piece you need. It's not much. And all you need is wake up for the tassels, for the band, look for the leather which bends easily. So if it doesn't bend, it would be very difficult to work with it. So you want something like this. And all you need is ruler, marker, sharp scissors, and glue. And just few other notions to make a hole in the leather and so on. But it's like I actually list everything, and most probably you have all those pieces in your craft room already. That was my goal, just to use to show you that it's not a big deal. And also, so you have here in my pattern, again, this is of course optional. Step by step, there is a description, written description, and it also like step by step instructions how to make it, the tassel unit. Here are also the pieces, what you need, main pieces and small piece. And I also included a video tutorial, which I did not do specifically for this design, for this design of tassels. It would be for this one. And I have it on my YouTube, link below, linked in the pattern. So you can just see how to do this and just change this little loop. So instead of making a loop, it's actually a string that attaches to a second tassel. So this way you don't have too many loops. It looks more clean and nice. So, so it's there. Again, it's optional, but branch out and try to use it. If you are against using leather, no problem. Use pleather, vegan leather. Keep in mind, it may be slightly, it's actually lighter in weight. So I like those because it's actually adds some weight. But if you're using vegan leather, it may be have a little bit of a different feel, but do what is right for you. So I wanted to show you something else here. So what else I wanted to talk to you? Yes, so video tutorial on this. And I want to keep, like, I just want to underline, I'm a continental knitter. So all my video tutorials I actually do as a continental knitter. And occasionally somebody complains, but I'm just showing you the steps. So it's all in the description. If you don't understand when I show continental knitting, it's fine. Like you don't even need to watch it. Like it's you can just go by word description. So written instructions, 6 pages, written instructions, chart and layout for the tassels and step-by-step tutorial how to make tassels. So another thing I wanted to show you is this mug right there. So this piece is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. And it designed, so it comes in this beautiful box. And it's in person as beautiful as in a picture, I'm telling you. And this box is beautiful. So it's by Ancestral Spirits and designed by an artist, Robert Tenorio. And I linked it in a pattern, his name, and you can see his art. So he designed it. This is a spiritual bird. There is a story about this bird, but I also found actually online those. And you can, I guess, purchase it because it's a gorgeous gift. And it's actually it should cost more than it costs. But I want to tell you a little story about this. So I wanted one for my photo shoot. It looks like, I think it came out really wonderful. It came out exactly how I wanted, and the light was beautiful. I actually didn't do any editing to those pictures. Usually afterwards I do the color adjustments. I didn't do anything. It was just perfect. But when I was thinking it over, I was thinking about it for months, how I wanted, and I did a photo tutorial. And while me and my mom were over the summer in Santa Fe. So that was so I brought it there. I did it we found the perfect bench, just perfect. And I had my mug already with it. And so it was like, I specifically went to this bench early in the morning, so it had a more cooler, like it wasn't like too much light because it's a summer. And it turned out like when you look at the picture, it looks like summer. It feels like summer. It doesn't feel like, yes, you can tell it's New Mexico, it's Santa Fe, but something you just have this feel that it's too warm outside for this. So I also were using, I did those tassels, which are slightly different. It has a like extra pieces here. And I decided, you know what? It was great, but I have to redo it. So I actually did. So I did do a photo shoot in New Mexico, but I did the one you see on the pattern page. I actually did in Dallas Botanical Garden. And this bench was insane. Like I never noticed it, the details, until I was like frantically trying to do this photo shoot locally, and I was looking for benches because I had a very specific idea of what I wanted to do, how I want to take a picture. And when I saw this bench, it's got so many details, but at the same time it has such a clean look, and it does look like it does have Southwest feel. It has this feel. So I went there early in the morning because I wanted to do it before crowds, because it's a very, Dallas Botanical Garden is gorgeous, and it's a very busy all the time. So I came in the morning, and it was just light were just right. So again, I didn't do anything. It just took me like maybe 20 minutes to take like 50 pictures, which I used only like six or even less for the final one. But it worked out nicely. And the whole mood was like, yes, we're ready for the blanket. So, but I want to tell you about this mug. Few years back, when I took my mom first time, we do this girls trip with my mom. She's really fun to travel with because she just happy with a lot of things. She's not a complainer, and she also like she's very appreciative of whatever next adventure we do, and she loves car rides. And from my house to Santa Fe, it's 10 hours without stopping. And of course, you have to stop, for the gas and everything else. So, but she's really good, and she's very appreciative of this. So I love travel with my mom in a car. And when we went first time in Santa Fe, of course, we tried to visit as many places as we could. And of course, we went to Museum Hill, which has I believe it's three museums there. Absolutely stunning area. You can have a beautiful lunch there. The view is amazing. It's on a kind of top of the hill. And there was also have a botanical garden. No, it's more than three museums. There is a colonial museum as well. So there's quite a few. I mean, you can spend the whole day there. And in a gift shop, we were looking for a gift for my sister, and I saw this mug. So it was perfect. So we got it for my sister, and she lives in Moscow, and that was her, and she loves organizing her desk area in her office, and so basically. It got lost in her office there. And she was she loved it. And it just disappeared one day. And by accident, I guess, like nobody knows what happened. But she got really kind of like sad about this. So when me and my mom went second time to Santa Fe, like one of the goals was like try to find the same mug. And I'm like, there is no way they will still have it because it's so beautiful, and it's like maybe it's like was one time thing. No, it was there. So I got one for myself, again for my sister, and it was perfect for this photo shoot. Just perfect. So I'm just so happy the way it came out. And so each little piece has a kind of story, and I think, again, I'm just happy with the way it came out. So pattern is available on Reverly, my website, and Etsy. I'm gonna put it on Etsy as well. So whatever you're comfortable with, it's there. All the links for the photo tutorials in the pattern and below. Yarn below, where to get this mug as well below, just in case if you like it. Gorgeous gift. And I hope you like it. Oh, by the way, you can buy me coffee as well. A link below, so it will keep me going. So you can be, just just I need more caffeine in my life, because I have so many designs I need to release this year. So it's all linked below, and I hope you like this new design. And let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you soon. Happy knitting. Bye.